Reach for the sky, boy.
Welcome one and all to Juggernaut Talks NXT Episode 3. And tonight we are going to be reviewing WWE NXT for May 25th, 2016. Yeah, it is May 25th? Yeah, it is May 25th, if I'm not mistaken. But I have a special guest with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Gohan. All right, let me first that. My name is Gohan. I'm a good friend of Juggernaut. I'm proud to be here. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem. And hopefully I can have you on more of these shows because, yeah.
Another one.
So, first off, to kick off the show, we had William Regal. He pretty much opens off the show, and he pretty much says how he had planned to have Bayley challenge Asuka for the Women's Championship at TakeOver, but Bayley is not medically cleared to compete. So, therefore, in the main event, it's going to be a number of contenders match between Nia Jax, Carmella, and Alexa Bliss. So, did you catch this promo?
No, I did not. I didn't catch the promo. I came in to where the tag team division was going at it.
Okay, so, but the first match we get kicked off with is a tag team match. We got Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. They face a debuting tag team called TM61, which, I actually like this new team, from what I saw from these two guys. I think it's Christopher, or something like that. Kristen Shane and some Nick Miller, something like that. I think this was pretty cool seeing these guys face off against Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. I liked pretty much Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano's tag team moves that they were doing during the match. I like their sick finisher, like it's like a running knee and a kick. That was really cool. That's how Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano won the match, and and I also like what TM61 was doing. They were doing some pretty nice tag team maneuvers, and I thought this was just a very very fast-paced tag team match, and I really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see what TM61 brings to the tag team division in NXT, because I think they need to start doing more tag teams in NXT again, because the tag team division kind of started going downhill a bit. I mean, we still got a lot of good tag teams in there. We got like American Alpha still down there. We got the Revival. I think Blake and Murphy are still there. Yeah, they are still there because they were on NXT last week. But this was a good way to kick off the show, and I really enjoyed it. Ricky, what are your thoughts on this?
I agree with you all 100% on it. They are two good tag teams, and the way they debuted, the new tag team debuted, was amazing. And like you said, they do need to have more tag team matches like that. And yes, there are still a lot of good ones, but in the future, I see more tag teams coming together and actually going for the titles. Yeah,
same. I wouldn't mind seeing like a fair four-way type of number of contenders match for a title someday. That'd be really cool. Like, I want them to start doing like more number of contender matches for the titles, but I think that'd be really cool. But it was a good way to open up the show. And then next we get a video package of Samoa Joe and his reign of terror, which he's saying that has begun. I really like this video package, and I pretty much shows how he pretty much won the title at the Lowell, Massachusetts. I think that's where it was at. Yeah, he won it there. And I just really like the video package and how they were playing that song, and I just like how it showed him in the cage, and I can't wait to see that match, Balor and Joe at NXT TakeOver. That is going to be so awesome, and I just like this video package. This video package is very good, and yeah. What are your thoughts on this video package?
Well, I like I like the way they have Samoa Joe set up. Samoa Joe's the bad guy and Finn Balor's the good guy trying to go after the title. I agree that Samoa Joe does deserve the title. He did win it fair and square. He did face Finn Balor, 2 or 3 times, was it?
I think that's the third time. Or maybe fourth. That was the fourth.
Or fourth. So that he faced him 3 times before. He, lost 3 out of the 4, and he got the title the 4th time. And, you know, he's fought his heart out. He's been in different companies doing his thing, and now he's in the NXT showing them what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
And my cam is messing up. I hate that.
Yeah, but yeah, I just like really like this package. And one thing I don't really understand is why, like, I mean, I'm happy you said champion, but I don't really understand why they didn't do this at Takeover. Why at NXT Takeover Dallas? Like, why didn't they have Joe just win it there? I don't really understand why they had to do it that way.
To me, I think honestly on that is because they wanted to see Finn Balor be the champion a little bit longer, because they're setting it up to where Finn Balor comes to the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
And
which I think. Go ahead.
To become the Balor Club, because back in New Japan Pro Wrestling, there was a group called the Balor Club.
Or the Bull Club. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes, before the Bullet Club. And everybody's like, oh, that's the new NWO. No, there's honestly, nobody's going to compare to the original people that started the whole main, broadcast of tag team division was NWO. Nobody's going to compare to them.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, next thing we had was a backstage segment with Kathy Lee. She's talking to Bayley and asked her. Bayley is feeling about not being cleared to, pretty much have her rematch. And Bayley says it, pretty much sucks. But William Regal made her right decision, and Nia Jax comes to interrupt her and then pretty much taunts Bayley. But then Carmella comes to rescue Bayley, and then Nia Jax says that she's going to run through her, and Alexa Bliss and pretty much shows up, and then Nia Jax says Alexa isn't even worth her time, and bails, and then Alexa badmouths Carmella and then leaves, and then Bayley tells Carmella that that this is her night. What are your thoughts on this video package? I mean, not video package. Backstage segment.
How am I going to word this here right? I like the way they had it set up, but I didn't like how Nia Jax, ran her mouth to Carmella, and then when Alexa Bliss came out and said something, she's like, "They ain't worth my time." She should at least said something to her instead of like, "You ain't worth my time," and then walk off. That to me was disrespectful. Yeah,
I definitely agree. Like, I think she could have said something a little bit to Alexa Bliss, because Alexa Bliss, she's one of my favorite women down there in NXT, which I'm happy to giving down the women actually a main event spot down there in NXT. Like, I really like that they're putting them in main event matches down there. Do you like that?
I didn't really capture the last part because my computer froze up.
I said, do you like that they're giving the NXT women the main event spot down there?
Yeah, I like that. I like how they're wanting to spread out more to make the NXT women look like they're wanting to do something with NXT. I'm waiting to see, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Oksana, all of them go to the main roster and prove themselves like Charlotte did, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Paige did. How they all went to the main roster and showed what they got.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen there.
Yeah, same. And then next we get a vignette for the incoming and Andre or some Cien. I can't pronounce his name very much. He's going to be this lucha wrestler, and it showed him pretty much taking off his mask, and I thought this was very interesting. You got any thoughts on this pretty much vignette? For the wrestler.
All I'm going to say is I'm just going to wait to see what he's going to do in the ring.
Yeah, same. Because, because sometimes they flop with these Lucha Libre wrestlers. It feels like he should be in Lucha Underground, in my opinion. I don't know. But.
I agree with that. I'd rather see, I'm glad they're bringing more lucha wrestlers in like Rey Mysterio was, with Kalisto, Sin Cara, and all of them. I'm glad they are. But they need to make sure these guys are going to be worth NXT material.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. A lot of these guys that I've seen Lucha Underground, AAW Lucha, all that, they are some high-flying guys. I've seen guys jump off the cage and land on them and just get up like, what? Nothing ever happened. It's like, those guys are worth it.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to wait and see when he debuts.
Yeah, just have to wait to see when it debuts, and who knows if they're gonna make it be like dominant, like how other people became in, like how they're all dominant. Like I don't really like how they always do it, like when they make new people come in, like and they have how they make them have a hot streak, because then you don't know how to pretty much end their hot streak. You know what I mean? But yeah, the next thing we had was Austin Aries. Pretty much comes out and he's cut the promo. He says that you're only the best until someone better comes along, and then he wants to prove himself against the best. And then Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and he speaks in like Japanese before he realizes Aries doesn't speak Japanese. And then William Regal comes out and makes Aries versus Nakamura official for Takeover, which that is going to be so awesome. I was marking out there, and I can't wait to see Aries and Nakamura at Takeover, because that is going to be a very good match, and it's probably could be one of the best matches of the night during Takeover, which I think Takeover is in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks from tonight, so that's going to be really awesome to see, but I just can't wait to see that. And to who wins that match, I don't really know who's really going to win, and I really don't care who wins because I like both guys. But like both guys really need to win. But I would say Nakamura would get the win here at that Takeover show. But yeah, I just thought this was really awesome, and the crowd was really getting into it. You know, they were chanting Takeover during this, and I thought that was really good. But what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I agree with you. Both those two are great competitors. I mean, I've seen those guys wrestle, one in New Japan Pro Wrestling, the other one in TNA. Honestly, Shinsuke Nakamura is good at what he does. He's held multiple titles in New Japan. I mean, he's a great wrestler, just like Austin Aries. Austin Aries is one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever seen. And to see those two collide, that's going to be something worth seeing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be really awesome to see, and it's gonna be see how well they mash up in the ring together. Because I'm just really looking forward to that. And NXT, they really can't really have bad matches. I mean, seriously, pretty much all their takeovers have been good to great, and I think this is gonna be in their exception good to great show for here. So yeah. And then next we had Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. They're getting interviewed about their tag team titles match against the Revival at NXT Takeover. And, they pretty much said, they'll be ready, willing, and Gable. That's pretty much the gist of that whole promo backstage. What are your thoughts on this?
Honestly, I don't see the Revival winning. I see the American Alphas keeping the titles. And I do apologize, folks, in advance for my cam. My cam suddenly went off for some reason. I apologize. But back to what I was saying. American Rival, the Revival has always ran their mouth saying they're the best tag team, that whoever's going to stand their way, they're going to get knocked down. I would honestly, a dream match of mine, I would love to see the Revival versus Nash and Hall back in their prime.
Ooh, that would actually be pretty cool to see. Back in their prime, like maybe not right now because how old Nash and Hall are, but
yeah,
that would be really cool to see because both
those guys wouldn't stand a chance. The Revival wouldn't stand a chance against Hall and Nash back in their prime.
That's true.
Those guys honestly paved the way to tag team wrestling, just like the Hardys did, just like the Dudleys, just like Edge and Christian. They all paved the way to the tag team division.
Mm-hmm.
To see these guys run their mouths like, oh, we're just going to take out whoever they want, when they want, and how they want. Those guys honestly ain't tag team material. Let me rephrase that. Not tag team material. Tag team champion material. My bad.
Which they actually were tag team champions before, because this is a rematch. Which, the Revival actually, I hated them at first, but I actually been starting to kind of get into them a little bit more. Like, because I just can't stand Blake and Murphy for some reason, but I actually can stand the Revival more now because they remind me of like this old tag team, like who was it? I can't remember the tag team off the top of my head, but man, the tag team is slipping off my head right now. But they were like a very old tag team back in the day. I don't know why I can't remember the name, but it's relevant right now. But yeah. Next match we're going to be talking about is No Way Jose. He was in singles action. He faced Jonathan something, or I'm not going to try to pronounce that other guy's name, but Jonathan something. And it was pretty much a squash match. That's all it was. I mean, No Way Jose was doing his whole dancing, and the crowd was getting behind it, which I actually kind of get. I'm kind of getting behind this No Way Jose character, which, you know, it wouldn't really be surprising if they actually tag up No Way Jose and R-Truth someday in the future. I mean, this would be surprising because, you know, they both pretty much have the same gimmick, so it wouldn't be really surprising if they do tag them up. But the winner of this match was, like I said, No Way Jose. He wins by the wind-up punch and then slam finisher. And then after the match, No Way Jose does some dancing, and then he goes over to the commentary team, Tom Phillips and Corey Graves, and they started doing dancing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to see Corey Graves and Tom Phillips dance ever again. Like, that was just, no. I don't want to see him do that ever again. But, you know, I thought this was, you know, like I said, it's pretty much a squash match here. But, Ricky, what are your thoughts on this match?
Well, honestly, I like the way Jose came. You know, when No Way Jose, I don't know why I keep saying that. No Way Jose came to the NXT. He, you know, just blew NXT up. He made his appearance known when he started. Yeah, and I do agree with you. I do see No Way Jose and R-Truth forming up as a tag team because Jose is a dancer. He's a straight dancer. You can just tell. And so was R-Truth. So the dancing squad, I can see them calling themselves the dancing squad. That would be an actual cool tag team.
Mm-hmm. That'd be really cool to see them, you know, because like I think they meshed very well together, and I don't think they would become like tag team champions. But, I mean, who knows though? But yeah,
weirder tag teams became champions.
I mean that's true. I mean, it's weird seeing the Golden Truth being tag team partners. Which who knows how long that's gonna last? But
I don't think it's gonna last very long, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to last very long. It's pretty much a shits and giggles type of tag team. But, yeah. And the next thing we had was a Finn Balor pretty much. There's a video package basically, you know, responds to Joe from earlier. It was a good video package. I really liked it. What were your thoughts on this video package here?
You know, I agree with you on that. It was a good, you know, pretty much a good promo for the steel cage match against him and Samoa Joe. You know, when he faced Samoa Joe for the title the last time and Samoa Joe won, he won because Finn Balor wasn't at his best. He wasn't in his demon, you know, persona. That's why he lost. He didn't lose because of his wrestling style. He lost because he wasn't in his right state of mind. He wasn't in his right persona.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's going to have to come down to what's going to happen at NXT TakeOver.
Mm-hmm, which I can't wait to see. And it looks like the steel cage kind of looks different down there. I don't know if it's the same for you, but do you think the steel cage looks a little different from seeing in these video packages?
Yeah, actually, I do, because the way they have it set up is just a click. It's not a padlock. It's just a click. It's like, that makes no sense. Do it like they did in the actual olden days, just padlock the damn thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think they maybe might build a new steel cage for, you know, NXT. Maybe, who knows? But I guess we'll just have to wait and see for TakeOver in 2 weeks. But yeah, and then next we have Graves. He pretty much announces next week he will conduct a sit-down interview with Joe and Finn Balor together, which in the same room. Which I like sit-down interviews. I don't know why they don't really do more of these, because like I like how sometimes they get really heated. And I like to see them, you know, these pretty much the wrestlers pretty much trash talk each other. I really like the sit down interviews, and like I said, I don't really understand why they don't do them that much. But what's your thoughts on this?
You know, I kind of agree with that. They should have more sit down, you know, sit down conversations with the two people that's going into the ring, just like Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. You know, looking back in, what was it, 2015. When Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble and they sat down with him and Brock Lesnar. Mm-hmm. You know, those guys were, honestly, that was one of the most heated rivalries in WWE.
That's true.
And I think that the Samoa Joe and Finn Balor rivalry is right up there with that.
Mm-hmm. And that was back when that 2015 thing was going on. That's when they got. I think was that when Raw got canceled. Yeah, that was when Raw got canceled.
Yep.
That was
canceled because of the snowstorm.
Because that snowstorm, yeah. And then they pretty much showed the replay of the Rumble for free, and then people got pissed off that it was shown for free, and people doing the whole cancel WWE Network thing, and yeah.
But I hate to do off topic for a minute here, but what do you think on the controversy they're having right now with NXT and TNA?
I like how they, pretty much TNA, pretty much they struck, they pretty much, did a promo on pretty much NXT, pretty much trash talking them at Evolve to 61. Yeah, it was Evolve 61. I don't know like how long that will last, and I don't know when they're actually going to start. Maybe if they're going to bring TNA wrestlers over, to invade, Full Sail. I mean, who knows if that's going to be happening? But I mean, pretty much NXT probably win that, like, because what left does really TNA have? Not much really. So.
I agree with that because the way they have it, the way they're wanting to do it, they're wanting to set it up like Monday Night Wars back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
WCW versus WWF, or aka WWE, but the time it was WWF, and if it wasn't for Halloween Havoc '98, WCW would have won that.
Yeah.
But Halloween Havoc '98 came out and it dropped the ratings like a bat at hell. Dropped. So the way that set up is that WCW was going out of business. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking what's going to happen with TNA, because TNA is going out of business, just like WCW did.
Mm-hmm. And then next week, there's going to be Austin Aries versus Elias Sampson, which, I'm really looking forward to. Not really. I mean, pretty much Austin Aries is I think he's pretty much next week he's going to destroy Elias Sampson. I'm not the biggest fan of Elias Sampson. I really hate Elias Sampson's gimmick, his whole playing guitar and, pretty much singing, like, coming down the ring. I just can't get behind Elias Sampson. Have you really saw Elias Sampson very much?
Honestly, no, I don't. I didn't like him because of the way they have him set up. If they would have set him up differently, I would have liked him. But the way they have him set up, I don't care for Elias Sampson. I don't care the way his character is. I don't care for him like I just don't care for Kevin Owens.
You don't care for Kevin Owens?
I don't care for Kevin Owens because the way Kevin Owens acts on TV, I just don't like his gimmick. I don't like his character. To me, if that's just like when CM Punk came into the picture. I didn't like CM Punk at first. I did not. I hated CM Punk.
Yeah.
But as he went from heel to face, I started liking more because of they're giving him a different outtake on life, outtake on the world of the WWE. But I don't see them doing that for Kevin Owens. I just see Kevin Owens stayed heel. And I'm not a big fan of heels. I'm just not.
I mean, yeah, everybody has their own different preferences about, but I in my opinion, I love heels, because back in the day, I used to, pretty much only really care for the faces, but, in this state and age of wrestling, like, I'm more like a smarky type of fan, I would say, like, I love more of the heels than the faces. I mean, I still like the faces, but I'm just more, I don't know, in my opinion, I'm just more of a heel type of person, but that's in my way, but, yeah. But the next match we had was main event. It was number contenders match. Carmella versus Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. And this was actually a pretty decent match. I mean, you're seeing Nia Jax's match. Pretty much Carmella and Alexa Bliss pretty much did like pretty much the whole work during the match. I mean, Nia Jax, she got a little stuff in during here. Carmella and Alexa Bliss, they try to double team on Alexa. They try to double team on Nia Jax during the match. I like when pretty much Alexa Bliss, she does her like moonsault like into like her knees into their midsection. I like that. It's pretty good. I like when Alexa Bliss, she was kind of going up to the top rope, but then she saw Nia Jax caught her, and then she was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna hop down. I'm just hopping down from here." I thought that was kind of funny. I like when Carmella, she tried to do a suicide dive, but Nia Jax caught her, and then she went for another suicide dive and finally hit the suicide dive on Nia Jax. I like when Alexa Bliss did this kick to Nia Jax on the ring apron. That was really cool. So I actually thought this was a good match. I mean, it wasn't really a long match, but it was good for the amount of time these girls had in the ring. And like I said, I'm really happy that they're actually giving these women the work in the main event. And but the winner of the match here was Nia Jax. She wins by her leg drop, and that was that. And then also, Asuka came out. She pretty much, stared her down, and she looks like she was going backstage, and then she ran down to the ring, and pretty much she got into Nia Jax's face, and they pretty much she held the title up, and they pretty much did a stare down. And I don't really remember what Nia Jax said. Do you remember what Nia Jax said at the end of the show?
No, I do not. Actually,
I think she says I think she said like she'll destroy her or something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to that match. I mean, I want them to actually do better stuff with Nia Jax because she's getting better, but she still needs a lot more work to do. I really don't think it was kind of her time to become number contender. I thought they could have given it to like maybe Alexa Bliss or Carmella. I just didn't think that it was really Nia Jax time to be women's champion. But what's your thoughts on this main event?
No, that main event was a good match. Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of great moves. The sparkle, blah blah blah, whatever the heck Alexa Bliss's finisher was.
Sparkle Splash.
Yeah, Sparkle Splash.
Which I don't like how they call it Sparkle Splash because she's a heel.
Yeah,
that's a face, kind of like a finisher. Don't be using that. Like she needs this. Like I don't mind if she keeps it cold. Like I don't mind if she keeps like that move
like that. Just change it up.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But you know what? The way they have that set up is the way they have the setup. We can't argue with it. But back to what I was saying. It was a good match. Like you said, they shouldn't have gave it to Nia Jax because Nia Jax is not ready for it. Now I agree with you 110% on that. They should have given it to somebody that's been in the company a little bit longer, like Carmella or Alexa Bliss. But I'm waiting to see how that match is going to turn out because the way Oksana is, she's a mean girl in that ring.
Yeah, she is.
She's a very mean girl, and I'm waiting.
Wait, did you call her Oksana?
Alexa, whatever.
Asuka.
God dang it! It just sounds so similar. It all sounds so similar to me. But
that's no problem.
I just can't wait to see that match because that match is gonna be a good match, just like the American Rivals match, or not the American Alphas. I'm out of it, and the Finn Balor and Samoa Joe match. Wait, and the
Nakamura and Aries.
Yep. Those matches are going to be what's going to make TakeOver so great because they're all great superstars and divas, and it's just going to be an all-out war when they step in those rings, when they step in the ring.
Yeah, definitely. And what did you think of that stare down at the end of the show?
It was a good way to end the show. I'm not going to lie. Even though I follow both of them on Twitter, and Nia Jax tweeted right before we started the stream, she stated, I don't care who stands in my way, I'm taking that title away. And then the women's champion goes, you're going to have to fight me for it at TakeOver. Good luck.
Yeah.
That's starting to become a heel.
Well, that was our NXT review for this week. And before we go, I got a thing I want to bring up. So, Smackdown is going to be going live on the USA Network starting July 19th, which, this pretty much news broke today, which I was, so surprised that I broke it out. I mean, I thought they would maybe, break it on Raw or maybe Extreme Rules. It was weird how they broke it, on a random Wednesday. What in the blue hell? I just woke up this morning and I saw that they broke the news. Okay, this is very interesting. But I'm going to read what it says. It says, a SmackDown shakeup is about to completely reshape all of WWE. Beginning July 19th, the second longest running weekly episode program in television history. SmackDown will be moving from Thursdays to Tuesday nights and air live each and every week for the first time ever at 7 Central on USA Network, the exclusive cable home to WWE's marquee properties. And it says this bold move will have major ramifications for all of WWE and exemplify the new era. And both Raw and SmackDown will each feature their own unique rosters and rivalries following an immediate superstar draft. So I thought this was very interesting. I think it like a very random time that they're doing this. But I'm really happy that they're bringing back this draft, and I'm kind of surprised to say that like not much people like. Some people are kind of talking bad about this and going like, "Oh, this is gonna be shit," because like we're gonna have to see 2 straight back-to-back nights of wrestling, which I'm just gonna say like pretty much wait to see how this pretty much plays out. Which I've been wanting to see the draft back for a while, and who knows if they're probably going to need to bring the World Heavyweight Championship back with this whole with SmackDown and stuff. How they're separating the shows, and it's going to be surprising to see how they're going to be doing this draft. Is it going to be like Raw versus SmackDown? How they did like for a draft pick, which I don't think it could work right now. Maybe, or they could do how they did in 2002, where they pretty much. The person from Raw, said who they're going to pick, and then the person from SmackDown said they were going to pick. And also, who knows who's going to be running SmackDown? Like, is it going to be Vince? I mean, not Vince. Is it going to be Shane? Is it going to be Stephanie? Or is it going to be somebody else? Like, who knows? Which, more stuff is going to be coming soon to tell about that. But I'm just happy, because you can't get any worse than you can't get any worse. So I'm happy that they're doing the whole shakeup, and I guess we'll see how this works. And like I said, I don't want to really talk too much bad about this, because since this really hasn't happened yet, and I'm just gonna pretty much sit for the ride and see how this goes. But Ricky, what are your thoughts on this?
Honestly, I'm actually kind of glad they're starting to do that now, because they need to have the rivalry back in the WWE. Because if you look at it, it's starting to go dull. It's starting to go downhill a little bit, because the rivalries between Raw and SmackDown ain't as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Look at back in the day when they had the games start coming out. WWE's Raw versus SmackDown. Raw versus SmackDown, blah, 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 blah. And then you go to WWE, and I'm sorry about my dog barking. But, it's just, to me, I kind of like the way they did it, the way they're doing it now. I see Shane taking over Raw and Stephanie taking over SmackDown with Triple H, and them doing the cross brand sometimes, and then the feuds like they did at Bragging Point, or what was it?
Bragging Rights.
Bragging Rights, yeah. Bragging Rights and all that. So I see them starting to do that all over again, and I kind of like the way they have it done, the way they're having it going.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty interesting, and it's going to be interesting to see maybe if they're going to be doing if they're going to have this pay-per-view is going to be like a Raw pay-per-view, and then the next pay-per-view is going to be a SmackDown pay-per-view, which I wasn't the really biggest fan of them having separate pay-per-views. Would you like it to be separate pay-per-views or not?
Honestly, with that, no, I wouldn't want to see that, because of the fact is that, when they had the separate pay-per-views, it wasn't as good. And honestly go back to when you was talking about the World Heavyweight Championship title, I see them bringing it back for SmackDown and keeping the WWE title for Raw, and just, change it up a little bit like they did with the spinner belt and all that. So, honestly, I hope they don't, split it off to where one gets one, the other one gets the other one, so on and so forth.
And what about what show do you think is going to get the U.S. title? What show do you think is going to get the Intercontinental? I think the Intercontinental should get to go to Raw, just to switch it up, because that's how it pretty much was back in the day. And then the U.S. title used to be on SmackDown, which I wouldn't mind it that way.
Yeah, I agree to that. The U.S. title has always been on Raw. It's never been on SmackDown.
It's pretty much always been on SmackDown. But the Intercontinental Championship was on Raw.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. let me rephrase that. You know, I like to see the Intercontinental title go to Raw because it's never been on Raw, and the U.S. title go to SmackDown. It's just the way it should be, you know, just to see how well it works. If it don't work, then go back to the way it was.
Yeah, because like back in the, 2003 and stuff, you know, that's when the U.S. title was on SmackDown and then the Intercontinental title was on Raw. So I wanted to go back to the old way they used to do it because like I just like the U.S. title on SmackDown a little more. I don't know why. Anyways, because the Intercontinental title has a little more prestige to it right now, so that's why I think it'd be better to do it that way. But also, do you think they would bring back bring in their women's title into picture with this whole brand split?
Possibly. Honestly, I would like to see that. You know, have two different, you know, divas holding two different titles. You know, just like, you know, two different people holding it. One person holding the Intercontinental, one person holding the United States, and one person holding the WWE, and one person holding the World Heavyweight. I would like to see that.
I see, but I don't. What title? Like, I don't want them to bring back the Divas Championship because I absolutely hated that title. So I don't really know what they would call the other Women's Championship, or maybe let's have the one women's wrestler show go compete on both shows. But who knows about that? But I don't know. I thought this is very interesting, you know, topic here. But yeah, that's pretty much all some breaking news I have for tonight. But final thoughts, Ricky, before we head on out.
You know, not really. I mean, I'm kind of glad that you invited me onto your show, and I hope you can.
Yeah. You got anything you want to plug? Before we head out.
Just anybody that's watching this, you know, later on, please go to my channel, Gohan768697, and subscribe. I'm a gamer, so I'll be doing gaming videos when I can. So if you guys can subscribe, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, go subscribe to this gaming channel, and also if this guys first time ever checking out one of my videos, please smash that subscribe button. That would really help me out a whole lot. And also go follow me on Twitter at the True JSB, against at the True JSB. And also go follow me on Instagram, the True JSB, also there, and Snapchat, the True JSB1. So all my links will be down below later. So yeah, but some videos like are coming up. I got my Money in the Bank 2010. I'm going to be reviewing soon, so stay tuned for that. Maybe I might have Ricky on for that show. Who knows? But I know I'm going to be having Ricky on for more of these shows because it was fun having him on these shows. But got some Money in the Bank to be reviewing. TNA, I don't know when I'm going to be probably doing that. Maybe tomorrow, maybe. Might be doing TNA for tomorrow, but I guess we'll just see what happens. But enough of me rambling on. Me and Rick are saying peace out, and guess we'll catch you guys in the next video. And watch out for those foreign objects because there's going to be some flying at you. Peace out.